When we had our Day of Mercy, we went to actively show mercy to people. So we visited 2 prisons and a homeless shelter.
First prison, we were greeted by Father Józef. We were met by one of the chief officers there, and then pretty much gave us a brief history, walked us around certain parts of the prison.
We got to go into the rooms of, I think it was 3 of the prisoners, and just see how they live. There was one prisoner in there who would have images of the merciful Jesus, and another who would have horrible pictures of pornography, and just seeing how they live together. And then we actually got to meet the prisoners and hear stories of how they have converted from within the prison.
It was incredible hearing the testimonies of the prisoners. I think the first prisoner's testimony struck me the most. I was sitting right next to him, and it's just this big man, like so muscular, tattoos and everything. And he told this story about how his mother-in-law wrote him this letter about being in communion with the church, and something about the Eucharist struck him in this letter. He received it out of the blue, I think like the 6th year into his sentence. He responded to his mother-in-law, said something to the effect of like, if it's just a piece of bread, like what's the difference between that and my daily food? But as soon as he wrote that letter and sent it, he had this craving for the Eucharist that he hadn't had before. But he knew that if he would go to ask for the Eucharist, he needed to go to penance first and receive the sacrament of reconciliation. He confessed his sins and was then able to receive Eucharist, and it was just incredible. He is truly a saint, just living there in this prison, serving a sentence. But he just has such faith and such love for Christ, and he knows that he's loved by Christ, being able to suffer with Christ and for Christ, and yeah, his suffering is becoming redemptive. And it was just so beautiful and so powerful to see that he was in prison, yet he was so free. It was so beautiful.
A couple minutes later, pretty much the rest of the prisoners came in. It was a little bit intimidating. You're gonna be surrounded by all these prisoners, but at the end of the day, it was real beautiful because we got to sing with them. We were able to do the Divine Mercy Chaplet with them, which was really great. I don't know why they did this, but we also got great gifts from both prisons that had all this amazing skill. We went to a great restaurant, had these amazing chicken sandwiches. It was like a piece of bread, but stuffed with amazing chicken and different ingredients, which was really great. Also, we prayed for the restaurant owner because she's really good friends with Father Józef. And then we made our way to the second prison. As soon as we got there, we greeted all the prisoners there.
I was really touched by the testimony of a gentleman, that he was homeless, he said he was fatherless, he said he was familyless, and yet he was the most happiest man in the world because he had God. It just gave me a desire to want to love God more.
It was just amazing seeing the mercy of God in him, how he could commit such an offense, and then God called him and he responded, and now he is a wonderful witness of a child of God, even better than me, a wonderful Christian who I can learn from.
Again, we got to pray with them.
Singing for Jesus with us at the top of their lungs, with all of their being.
We got to sing, but this time it was a little bit different. When we sang, when the second chorus hit, the whole chapel was everyone was singing, and it was loud, and you could feel the presence of Christ there, because even though you're inside a prison, at that moment it felt like you were at a church in the middle of town or something. It did not feel like you were in prison. We also got to meet with the city vice president. She gave us a tour around the building and then also allowed us to go up to the bell tower up there. When we got there, we did a nice prayer, and then we took an epic selfie up there. We made our way down to St. Anne's. were greeted by Franciscan. Also, he gave us these really cool lollipops, these red ones, which were really nice. I still haven't tried mine yet, so I can't tell you if they're good or not, but I'm pretty sure that they're really good. He gave us a tour there.
Bardzo piękny, siostro. Piękny, no.
We went to like this large field like a couple years back. JP2 did like a blessing, I wanna say. The altar, the stage is still there, but you can just see like the view there. It was really beautiful.
At the shelter, I was really moved by how everyone was so giving. But it was just beautiful to take that moment and celebrate Mass together. Then have a feast with so many desserts.
We got to sit at a table where like we heard some stories from two of the homeless people. It was a little touching for me too to hear their story and how their faith is growing. Great people helping out, but they also have like Father Józef there helping them. He does a lot there, so great shout out to him, and we got him in our prayers.
And that's when I could really feel that bond of a spiritual family that I now have in Poland.
Then we drove back, and I remember it was raining that night, so Sister Maximum had to drive us. She got us home safe and sound, but yeah, she's a great driver.
Can we take her to the States?
She was the MVP by the end of the night, so shout out to her.
Yeah, it was just inspiring the whole day when it was about giving service to the other person. And yeah, I really just learned so much from them. And it brought the whole pilgrimage together. And it made it real right now and today.
Lord have mercy, we're begging for mercy. Jesus, oh